Hello and welcome to another edition of Son of Kaiju Review. I'm Protomet.
I'm Tank.
And today we will be finishing off this year's Mecha March with the End of Evangelion, as alluded to in the previous video.
Have you noticed that we did a lot of Ava stuff?
Well, I did my Ava video directly because you decided you wanted to cover this movie for this, and I figured it would be a perfect time for me to finally pull the trigger on that.
Fair enough. But, I put an Ava in my countdown.
Right, I did notice that.
Ain't it an anniversary?
It's coming up on the 30th anniversary of Evangelion this year. I think that's a bit later on in the year, but yeah, this year at some point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it's this movie is, whew.
It's intense. It's really intense.
It's a bit much, but like in a good way. This movie is considered one of the best anime movies of all time.
Oh yeah.
And it's completely justified statement. It's just a bit much if you're not ready for it.
Yeah, if you haven't seen like the actual show, and then you just walk right into this, you're going to say, what the fuck?
Yeah, this movie assumes that you've watched the show and was actually made in response to how poorly received the final 2 episodes of the show proper were. So series creator is like, well, if you want a different ending, I'll give you one hell of a different ending.
And he sure the fuck did. So,
well, this movie originally released twice, technically. Mm-hmm. The first time it was released, it was really only the first half of the movie, roughly. Mm-hmm. And that release was called Evangelion Rebirth and was paired with a compilation movie called Evangelion Death, which recapped the events of the TV show.
Yeah.
So it did a better job of prepping the audience than End of Evangelion did, which is not a discredit to End of Evangelion.
No.
End of Evangelion, it really was just a case of them putting something out to prove that they were actually working on the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, here's as much as we've made so far. That's actually worth putting to theater screens. You're gonna have to wait a bit longer for the rest of it. To briefly summarize what happened at in the final 2 episodes, Shinji reluctantly killed the final angel. Mm-hmm. After much deliberation and a long static sequence.
Oh, yeah.
And the final 2 episodes could be generously considered clip episodes, but they make a bit more sense in the context of this movie. Mm-hmm. And there's also a moment in the final there's also like a whole sequence in the final episode that is an alternate reality take of, well, what if Evangelion was a high school comedy? Which ended up spinning off into its own video game, which got its own manga adaptation, which you caught a glimpse of it in my previous video. I didn't go into detail about it in that video, and I'm not going to go into detail on this one. Maybe someday I'll do a book corner video talking about the various manga versions of Evangelion that aren't just the TV series adaptation.
Yeah.
So yeah, Shinji is in a depressive funk.
Yes he is.
And
pretty much all his allies are missing or wounded or unconscious.
Yeah. He is pretty much alone.
Yeah.
And the movie opens with him desperately trying to
wake up Asuka.
Asuka Langley Soryu, the pilot of Unit 2, who has been in a catatonic state since her last battle.
If you haven't seen that last battle of hers, there's a reason why she's in this shock stage.
And he becomes so utterly desperate to rouse her while she's in hospital that he ends up accidentally opening her shirt.
And seeing her bosoms, he decides to...
He masturbates.
Yeah, he cranks it.
That's how the movie starts.
And, okay, out of 2 different movies, or variations of this movie, he goes, I'm fucked up. And then, in this one, he says, I'm alone.
Yeah, the original manga entertainment release of this movie, which is, I think, my preferred version, along with the ADV dub of the TV show, has him stating that acknowledging how fucked that up that is. Whereas this more recent Netflix Kara approved English dub, so technically it's more accurate, has him referring to himself as the lowest of the low. But both of which are meant to reflect that he stepped over a line he really shouldn't have.
Yeah, exactly.
With this.
He was in an awkward emotional state, alright?
He's a teenager.
He saw boobies.
He has literally no one to turn to. His dad has long since abandoned him, and has only recently just straight up used him for his own sinister purposes.
Yes.
The Guardian that's been looking after him has been so focused on doing some other stuff that...
Some more work-related stuff, but she's trying to save the fucking world.
Yeah, but there's also a moment where she does try to reach out to him in the show, and he just outright rejects her for it. The girl he kind of had a crush on died and was replaced with a clone.
Yep.
Asuka has been in a coma this entire time.
Him and her have the weirdest fucking relationship.
He is in part responsible for his closest friend at this point, Toji, being hospitalized. And everybody else he knows at the school has just left because of how dangerous the place is becoming.
Yep.
And he killed the last angel who took on human form and actually showed him...
emotion. Like, emotion, friendship. Like, things this poor fucking kid needed in his life, literally. And he wasn't getting it from anybody, any corner. An alien monster thing was his friend.
So, yeah, he absolutely crosses a line, but it's also, he's at an incredibly low point in his life. And it's incredibly low for anyone's life.
Yeah, at this point in time, yes.
So Shinji is off being a downer about himself.
A Debbie Downer? Maybe not even a Debbie Downer. Just downer.
Nerve supercomputer Magi winds up being remotely hacked by like all the other nerve facilities around the world.
Yep.
Putting the facility on high alert and forcing Gendo to bring Dr. Akagi out of imprisonment in order to fix the situation, which is just the prelude to the hell that comes out afterwards.
Yeah. So, we pretty much get army people, or assassins, or military folk that just break into Nerve headquarters and just
start killing
everybody in sight.
Most of whom have no idea what's even going on and are otherwise just... if not for the fact that they were working for Nerve and working to protect humanity, would be otherwise innocent civilians.
Pretty much. Just picture this. You get up in the morning, get ready to go to your job, and get fucking slaughtered.
By the army.
Yep. The people that you thought were on your fucking side.
Now, granted, it's because Zayla has basically convinced the other NERV branches in the UN that NERV Japan has gone rogue, which they kind of have.
Yeah.
Although it's safe to say that under Gendo's leadership, they've always been rogue. They just haven't. They just haven't been open about that.
Oh yeah.
But now the governments of the world think that NERV is a threat to the world, and so attempt to utilize the military forces to retake NERV and its assets by force.
And they sure the fuck do. The people that they focus on mostly are just the people doing their normal job that don't even deal with the Avas or anything really else.
I'm not gonna lie, when I first watched this movie, I want to say in high school roughly, the siege on NERV was unnerving for me.
Well, yeah.
Like, just the mass casualties. Just, ugh.
I'm going to tell a little story here. When Protomet literally introduced me to the series Ava, we were both working at a place that ain't really important, but he lent me the first 2 discs to watch, and I swear I couldn't get them back to you about 3 months later. I think I finally did. And then I finally was able to talk to you. It's like, I'd like to watch more of this.
And I ended up getting you the complete series on DVD. Mm-hmm. Same version of the set that I had, the ADV Platinum slim case set.
Oh yeah, it was just like, I was hooked. Like, I thought it was too old for anime or something at the time. So that fucking shut me up pretty damn good.
Yeah, Evangelion is not for kids.
No.
But to be fair, a lot of anime out there aren't actually made for kids. Maybe teenagers and older, but there are definitely a lot of anime that are specifically targeted towards adults without being stuff you can't show on TV. Like, say, for example, the Hellsing series. That's an adult series. Mm-hmm. The Garo anime. Those are definitely for adults.
Death Note.
Death Note, I would argue, is at least teenager. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's where a lot of its appeal was coming from, like the edgy teenagers. I was an adult when I got into it, but it's still solid.
Yeah. Just, anime is fun.
But somehow the assault on NERV was just kind of a breaking point for me. It didn't make me hate the series, but it did.
Did you feel uncomfortable?
It made me really uncomfortable, and that's a good thing.
Yes.
Because, well, first off, I should have realized it right from the get-go. The fact that I didn't realize what had actually happened with Shinji in the hospital room.
Yep.
Like, just watching that now sets the tone for the rest of the movie.
It's something so, I don't want to say innocent, but like natural type thing that kids do at that age. Maybe in the privacy of their own room, but
it's not an explicit scene, which is why I didn't realize exactly what had happened when I first saw it. Mm-hmm. But it is very heavily implicit.
Well, they show his hand and there's semen on it.
Yeah.
So,
like, that is an iconic scene.
It's like, I'm fucked up. Or I'm alone.
But anyway, in the midst of the assault on NERV, Misato gets in touch with the three desk jockeys in the series, and basically tells them to get the catatonic Asuka, get her in Unit 2, and launch her so that she's at the bottom of the nearby lake.
Yep.
Because that's the safest place she can be right now. Not in the facility. And inside a giant robot.
Yep. They can't find Rei, and
Misato is still looking for Shinji at this point. And eventually she does find him with a soldier's gun to his head.
Three soldiers pointing assault rifles at this...
And a teenage boy who's just sitting there cowering. Not necessarily out of fear of them, but just
the fear of life.
He's not even looking at them. He's got his head down, staring into his own legs.
Seated fetal position.
Almost, yeah.
He then...
I mean, if anything, he almost welcomes
it. Do it. Fucking do it.
Like, he doesn't vocalize it, but you can kind of tell that...
Shinji wants to die. That's terrible to fucking say.
Yeah. But that's his mental state he's in at this point in the series. And Misato saves his life, whether he wants it or not.
They're trying... As Misato saves Shinji, they're trying to get him to Unit 1 so he could be safe. And maybe be able to possibly attempt to try to fight back.
But before they can get to the elevator to send Shinji to the cage to get to Unit 1, Misato suffers a bullet wound.
She kind of says it's not as bad as it looks. She is fucking bleeding out. They hit a vital nerve.
Vein, artery, whatever, what have you. She is a lot worse than she is letting on. And that's probably to Shinji's benefit, because when he finally realizes just how badly injured he is...
Yeah, like...
Yeah. He understands the weight of what she's trying to do for him.
And I think at this... In his mind... He still doesn't really get it, but he kind of does. But after, like, she gives him a quick little smooch.
We'll do that's a grown-up kiss. We'll do the rest when you get back.
And when we watched this, I'm like, ew. Because, the age difference.
Right. But there's
there's so much shit going on.
There's the show itself kind of has a sexual tension.
Oh, yeah. There's literally a scene where when Shinji moves in with her, like, she has a pet penguin.
And he is surprised to find it in the bath.
It's a warm climate penguin.
So surprised that he doesn't have the presence of mind to cover himself up.
And then the only thing that's covering his willy wang is a beer can, and she moves it to
and then all there is left is a jar of toothpicks. It's at this point Shinji realizes. But that's like episode 2.
Yeah, it's a great fucking show.
The show has quite a few humorous moments, which this movie completely lacks, which is completely understandable.
Exactly, it's supposed to be a serious.
It's a far more somber film compared to the rest of the show, and even the show itself starts to lose its humor as it goes on. And in an incredibly well done sort of way. Like, you could look back at the early episodes and laugh your ass off, but then by the end you're like,
yeah, you are actually sitting at your desk, staring at your TV, just like Shinji's dad, with their hands just like, what's gonna happen next?
You are emotionally invested in what's going on, and
you learn to love these characters.
And I think that's probably why the final 2 episodes of the show proper were so controversial, because they were basically just clip episodes of some of the characters talking and not a bunch happening, and it was confusing.
And that's kind of the reason I think some of the fans didn't care for the ending. Then the creator's like, all right, you want an ending? I'll give you a fucking ending.
And I kind of read somewhere that this movie is a bit of a middle finger to all the complainers.
I love it.
I can't recall if that's actually true or if that's just something somebody said. So don't take my word for it.
Oh, that would be fucking awesome if it did.
But anyway, getting back to what's going on in the movie, Shinji makes it to the cage only to find the Eva encased in bakelite, so he can't even get into it.
At this time, Asuka has woken up.
And she is under attack from the military.
Yep. And she's yelling, "I don't want to die! I don't want to die!"
They're dropping depth charges to try and
destroy the Eva and Asuka inside, and then the soul of Asuka's mother takes control of the Eva.
It's at this point that it's revealed that the soul of Asuka's mother has been inside Unit 2 this entire time, which explains why Asuka's mother was so broken by the point she ended her own life when Asuka was still very young. So, turns out Asuka's mom has been with her this entire time. And this emboldens Asuka to fight back against the military. And
she does a hell of a good job.
It's a fantastic scene that really only ends because Sele decides to send the mass-produced Eva units, which look like these kind of weird, angelic, bird-looking things.
They're ugly looking. And I'm not saying the normal Evas look decent.
But these things are distinct with their very elongated heads.
Yep, just like...
And their teeth. Like, Evas have teeth, but these things have teeth.
This is like humanized teeth.
Now, it's actually at the point where Asuka is just finished kicking the military's ass and the Evas are showing up that Rebirth ends. To give you an idea. Because if you're looking at the... at how long we've already been talking about this movie and you're seeing there's a lot more going on,
it's a two-parter, folks. That was just...
We haven't even gotten to the end of episode 25, apostrophe.
Yeah.
That's the indicator that this is the alternate version of episode 25.
Yep.
But anyway, so Asuka then has to do battle with the mass-produced Evas while her power is running out. Because during her battle with the military, they managed to sever the umbilical cable, leaving her only with internal battery. And Asuka does a fantastic job of fighting against the Eva series, and it is an incredibly well choreographed fight scene.
Yes. Ripping and just brutalizing these mass Evas to obliteration. And the only reason they get the upper hand is that
her power runs out, and her AT field ends up getting pierced by one of their big, long, double-bladed swords that turns into a fake lance of Longinus, and ends up piercing her arm. And it's and this is when it goes from bad to worse for Asuka.
I like how she's in a panic. Well, I don't care for that, but she's trying. She knows she can't get because her battery.
No, wait, the lance pierces
it was her head. Yep.
Her arm gets split by another lance of Longinus that is launched while Unit 2 activates its berserk mode after much struggle from Asuka. And that is just the second shot in a salvo of spears piercing the unit.
Yep. Then the Eva cannibalism.
Oh, absolutely.
They start eating parts of Unit 2 and Shinji actually Shinji's mom's soul activates Unit 1.
Because Shinji is hearing the reports of what's happening to Asuka this entire time, and he's desperate to get into Unit 1, and Unit 1 breaks out of the backlight to...
He's like, hop on, you little shit.
Damn near crushes Shinji, but just barely misses, in a calculated sort of way.
Yeah, just like her finger is just...
Her pinky finger is just... would have crushed her if it weren't in its proper position. If it weren't so accurately positioned.
So Unit 1 gets launched, and
Shinji witnesses what remains of Asuka's unit.
And then... Oh, we haven't even talked about Rey's clone yet.
No, that's because that happens in episode 26 of Apostrophe.
Yep, that's true.
Which we'll get to, because now we have reached the end of 25 Apostrophe.
Yep. So, Unit 1 comes out, and...
Before we get to part 2, you were talking about Unit... What?
Okay. So, Shinji sees all the remains of Unit 2, and it breaks him, like, his psyche, his focus into come and try to help his friend, and just sees her unit devoured. And it mentally breaks him again.
You know, want to know what makes the scene of Asuka's unit being cannibalized all the more horrific? Asuka is still synced to Unit 2.
Yeah, so she's feeling
like
all of this.
When the lance pierced Unit 1's head, her eyes were her eye was bleeding on that side of her face, and when the second one splits Unit 2's arm, so does hers.
Yep.
She is feeling her unit being disemboweled and torn to pieces.
The Avas kind of remind me of the Gundams from G Gundam, slightly. Because when they get inside their units, their bodies are being controlling it.
Yeah, but if you blow off a Gundam's head, the pilot's head won't explode.
Nope.
Like, I get where you're coming from, but this is even more horrific.
Yeah. Just remember when you get wrapped up by the snake Gundam. Blame that kid's. That was his fault.
But yeah, episode 25 Apostrophe ends with Shinji's psyche breaking.
Oh yeah. You think Shinji was broken before.
And then we get a long credit sequence with a lyric version of one of the insert tunes from the show proper.
I just really like that song.
It is a really good song. It's probably my second favorite song used in the movie, and I will absolutely talk about my favorite song from the movie a bit later on. You can guess which one it is.
Fly Me Through the Moon?
No.
Still a good one.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you got to be patient when you watch this movie, because you see the credits come from each little segment that we have, and you're just like, ah! No, don't worry, there's more.
The credits are just at about the halfway point of the movie. You still got another alternative episode to get through.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I'm almost debating, do we want to keep going and talking about the second half of the movie? Do we want to stop here and let the audience watch the movie and experience just how much more bizarre this movie gets from here on? Or do we tell them? I will say this, regardless of how we end up deciding, at this point, spoilers.
Yes.
Like, we've technically already spoiled how the show ends in this first half of the movie. But if we do decide to continue on from here, massive spoilers. I think we should keep going, though.
Part of me thinks, because I think to me, it'd feel incomplete.
Right. So then we cut back to just shortly before Shinji heads up to try and help Asuka. Meanwhile, at the lowest depths of Nerve's facility,
we have Asato. No, not Asato.
Rey.
And she gets infused with Adam.
Well, she's with Gendo, and it is very clear that whatever process was used to make her is deteriorating because she is literally falling apart.
Yep.
In a pretty horrific moment, if you're not expecting it.
Well, she's completely nude.
And her arm
just randomly flops off.
Just comes off at the bone.
Mm-hmm. And he literally palms her breast, then sticks her hand in.
Well, before that, Ritsuko shows up and basically...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Now, a minor plot point in the series is that Ritsuko was in a physical relationship with Gendo. Mm-hmm. And she had an emotional attachment to the relationship, but he didn't. Mm-hmm. He has been cold to everyone in this series. And by this point, we can basically surmise that everything that Gendo and Nerve, as an extension, has been doing has been to basically reunite Gendo with his dead wife.
Yep, Shinji's mother.
And this is the final step to that, to accomplishing that goal. And Ritsuko, finally realizing that Gendo felt nothing for her, decides, okay, I have reprogrammed the Magi to self-destruct and stop this whole thing.
So pretty much, she presses a button to try to make it detonate, but her mother,
who is basically the brain of Nerve's supercomputer, rejects it.
Yeah, it's like, you're gonna take your old lover over your own daughter, and then he says something to her, and then he shoots her.
Yeah, the movie makes it, I don't even want to say unclear, it just outright obscures what it is that he says to her before shooting her. The manga does reveal what he says, but the manga also changes a lot about the series.
Yes.
So
I have the manga.
So it's debatable as to whether or not what he says in the manga is what he says in this movie. It's open to interpretation, as are a lot of things.
So just a heads up of all the characters you get to know and like in the show, they're gonna die.
They are going to die. It's,
yes.
I read this a while ago, but basically the kill 'em all idea for this movie was inspired by the Space Runaway Ideon movie, in which all of its characters are brutally killed off in a one final battle.
Oh, wow.
And that is partly why I have been hesitant to actually check out Ideon. It is from the same guy who did Mobile Suit Gundam.
Okay.
So it's got a good pedigree. It has quite a history, and basically inspiring this movie to just say, fuck it. And leave all of its characters' fates up to.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Ritsuko's dead. Misato's body was blown up.
Oh yeah.
And in both instances, Rei showed up in front of them. They were both Rei. Some spirit form of Rei just kind of shows up at their moment of death. This will become relevant very soon.
Yep.
Now it's at this point that Gendo
sticks his hand inside Rei's body to put something inside.
It's the embryonic form of Adam,
Okay.
which he had acquired earlier in the show,
And then
grafted to his hand.
And then she pretty much rejects his hand.
He moves his hand inside her down to her uterus, and while Rei does absorb Adam, it takes his hand with him as though we're biting it off.
Yep.
Because at this point, Rei has been able to fully restore herself and rejects Gendo. She rejects her role as Gendo's puppet.
Yep. And says, I gotta go. Shinji needs my help.
So she ends up merging with the giant angel Lilith, which has been crucified in the terminal dogma of Nerve, and basically becomes a giant naked albino girl.
Yeah, it's just Rei, just Yeah.
Meanwhile, back on the surface, the mass-produced Avas have captured Unit 1 because it's in an emotionally vulnerable state and is being suppressed by their lance of Longinuses, including the original one, which has returned from the moon.
Yep.
Like I said, this has a lot of spoilers for the TV show.
Yes.
Like, again, this show assumes that you're familiar with what happened in the TV show. Like, I tried my best to avoid very many spoilers in my review, but there was some stuff I had to reveal.
Yeah.
But a lot that I just didn't.
So, pretty much, all the lances kind of wrap around Unit 1?
Basically, the mass-produced Avas impale its hands stigmata style.
Yep.
Practically crucifying him in basically a tree of life. They bite its wings to drag it up into the stratosphere. The original lance fuses with
Unit 1's like
core.
Yep.
And basically turns it into a giant red cross with like roots.
Yep. Then Ray ends up
emerging.
And then is able to... Well, actually, he kind of rejects Ray for a second.
Because he's horrified by the sight. But then it turns into Kaoru, the final angel.
And, like we explained, that he showed that he cared for Shinji. And then with him holding on to Unit 1...
Shinji accepts what's about to happen.
And then we get a bunch of, like, flashes and... Okay, I'm just letting you know, if you have epileptical seizures, I wouldn't recommend watching that.
Yeah, there's a lot of images that flash on. I wouldn't say that there's necessarily flashing lights or anything, but it is a bit of an intense scene, which... I can't remember the exact sequence of events. I know that there's a scene where there's a young Shinji being invited to play in the sand with a pair of dolls that end up going off with their mother, who is sitting on a nearby stage. And then he builds a sand pyramid and then stomps it to dust.
Yeah. Just proves how alone this kid actually is.
There's one moment where Shinji is shown Misato having sex with Kaiju in a non-explicit scene.
This is Misato, huh?
It's like, this is a side of Misato she was not willing to show Shinji.
And that's fair.
But kind of the whole point is that you can't truly fully understand another person.
No.
There will always be aspects of a person that even their closest friends and lovers and family have no idea about.
Exactly. Then there's the image of Shinji and Asuka just kind of getting into or Shinji is trying to ask Asuka for her help, but she keeps telling him no.
Yeah, I do know that one of the director's cut of episodes, somewhere between episode 21 and 24, had to be reanimated to better contextualize when this particular scene occurred. And it's roughly about the point when after Kaji has been killed and Asuka refuses to accept that truth.
So Shinji ends up falling, breaking the coffee maker. There's like hot.
Because Asuka is just absolutely berating him for even thinking of turning to her for help.
Yeah.
Just because she's the last person who can help him. And calling him like a coward and stuff. So he gets burned.
Then he finally just snaps, flips the table,
and then
breaks the chair.
And then stands in front of Asuka for a bit.
And just starts
before strangling her. And it's at this point that Come Susur Todd starts playing and all hell breaks loose across the planet.
Oh yeah. We get a whole bunch of like
Ray ghosts.
Yep, Ray ghost and bunch of green lights crosses that are on Earth, and you just see blood just
what looks like blood. We get like a microcosmic glimpse of what's happening across the world, just within the nerve facility. We see seeing a ghost of Ray turn into Misato and start kissing him. He turns into LCL.
Yep.
The deputy commander of the facility. Ray turns into Yui, Gendo's wife, and Shinji's mother. Another one is just absolutely overwhelmed by by a horde of Rays.
Yep. There is one. I forget who it is, but it's a bunch of naked Rays.
No, it's just a bunch of Rays. I'm pretty sure they're all clothed Rays. They're all Ray in her school uniform.
Okay. Then they're like they touch them and then they pop and they die.
And then, like the last one, Ray turns into Dr. Akagi because it had been implied that she had a crush on Dr. Akagi throughout the series.
Oh yeah,
and this basically confirms a lot of this stuff. But this is just what's happening in the immediate command center.
Yes.
Imagine what's happening all across the Earth as everybody's souls are forcibly removed from their bodies.
Oh yeah.
Well, some less forcefully.
Yeah.
But the end goal is these things are showing up to people to remove their souls and bring them into one singular collective, which makes up the black moon that had been embedded in the Earth under Nerve.
Yep. Shinji ends up talking. It's pretty much with Ray and say.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happens. There's like a live action sequence with classical music playing over. But I have getting back to the song that's playing during the scene when all hell breaks loose. Kamsu Surtai is a fantastic composition of this upbeat tune and happy, upbeat sounding lyrics until you actually pay attention to what the lyrics are saying. And it's this weird juxtaposition of happy tune with incredibly depressing lyrics of sorrow and regret that just absolutely makes this whole scene and how fucked up it is hit all the harder.
Oh yes. Like I said before, you watch the show and all the characters you've learned to like and love are fucking dead in this movie.
Yeah, we don't even see what ultimately happens to the school kids.
No.
It's implied, that they share the same fate as everybody else, but we don't know exactly what happened to them. But the fact that it's happened to literally everyone on Earth, it shows just how widespread this is going.
Yes. I knew this podcast was going to be deep, but I didn't think it was going to get this deep. But it is.
It is exhausting. Like, we have gone farther with some podcasts, especially over on my channel.
Yep.
But
we have Barry to help with that.
This one, just between the two of us, I feel drained. I feel winded. I'm going to take a nap after this. No, not really.
No. But
we're not done.
No, we're not. So Shinji is talking to Rei, and they're trying to figure out. So Shinji pretty much wished that everybody on Earth was dead.
No, not so much that everyone on Earth was dead, but that everybody became one single entity. All their souls into one collective, so that there was no concept of other for anyone.
So pretty much it was a giant variation of Rei and a giant variation of Shinji.
As a single entity.
Yes, because Shinji Rei is putting her hands on.
Like how we see these two in one particular moment, it at a glance looks like they're having sex, but they are literally merged.
Yes,
at the points touching each other. They are one single being at this point. Just with two consciousnesses.
Yep.
And ultimately, Shinji decides to separate the consciousnesses. He wants, for as painful as it was for him, he ultimately finds it preferable to have others that could potentially hurt him than to have no one.
Exactly. Even though Asuka treated him like crap, he considered her a friend.
As messed up as that could be, but...
Verbally, mostly, but...
Like, I know that there's like one point in this movie where some version of Asuka actually confronts him about what he did at the very beginning of the movie.
I know you jack off to me. Just like, whoa.
So yes, that happened.
It did happen. Do it. Whip it out right now.
But then, like, the scene also implies that Asuka has wanted him exclusively. All of him.
Yep.
And his not really being willing to give him everything to her is a complete rejection of her. Which kind of ties into her egotism throughout the series.
Yeah.
This movie and show has a lot of psychological themes towards characters. I do not go into...
No, it's not worth it. We'd be here 5 more hours if we did that.
There are probably tons of videos out there talking about each individual character's psychological progression over the course of the series. I'm running out of breath.
We should have really brought some water up here.
But this movie is spelling out for the audience a lot of the stuff that was at play in the series.
Yes, exactly.
For its characters.
So, Shinji rejects the...
instrumentality.
Yeah. For people to be around again.
And so the Black Moon starts to separate and bleed as it, bleeds everybody's souls so that they can return back to Earth. The giant ray begins to fall apart.
Yep.
The mass-produced Ava units, which during this whole instrumentality project had taken on the faces of Ray.
Yep.
Now their heads explode, and they fossilize and rain down on the Earth.
I made a little joke yesterday where there's a picture of a fossilized Ava
without its head.
I'm like, oh, that's creepy. Not the big half Ray head that's laying in the background. That headless Ava. So, Unit 1 is...
We get like a voiceover moment where Yui is talking to the deputy commander Fuyutsuki about basically why she even created the Ava units. It's because while humans die and deteriorate, the Avas are effectively immortal.
Yeah.
And they will exist for billions of years beyond humans and will basically exist as proof that humans exist.
Yeah. I think we've talked about this before, but there's a decent comparison between the Avas and that other that big beast from Asuka. The warrior.
Asuka? Oh yeah, Hideaki Anno worked on that movie. That was one of his early works. So there is a visual comparison between the giant warriors from Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind and the Ava.
Yep.
And this is... I mean, they are distinct, ultimately. But yeah, you absolutely see some
early designs of what the Ava could look like.
Right. Like the potential that they could have as creatures.
So Unit 1 gets unraveled from everything.
And just kind of is last seen drifting through space, essentially.
Yep. Shinji is laying on a beach.
Yeah, we get to the filmed epilogue, which is another final, or something to that effect. And at this point, I have read that the intention of this scene, the way the voice actors were told to portray this scene, is to pretend as though the entire rest of the movie hadn't happened, as if it were a separate continuity, despite the fact that it is very clearly the epilogue for this film.
Yes. So Shinji and Asuka are both laying on a beach. Asuka is extremely bandaged up,
basically healing all the wounds that she had suffered during her final moments.
Shinji just looks over at her.
She looks over at Rei, who is just kind of floating above the sea of LCL. And it takes a bit after she disappears for him to even realize that Asuka is even laying there.
And alive.
And so he gets on top of her and starts strangling her again.
Then Asuka lifts up her arm, touches Shinji's face,
gently caresses him, and that causes him to stop strangling her and just break down crying.
And then Asuka, of course, just being Asuka, sick.
Disgusting. And that's how the movie ends.
It's just like...
Interesting to note this final moment, this final interaction between Shinji and Asuka is based on something that actually happened to a friend of Ano.
Oh.
His friend had gotten into a fight with her then boyfriend, and he started strangling her. And instead of retaliating, she
just
gently caresses his face, which caught him off guard. But then she immediately just became cold towards him. Because
that's fucked up.
That is fucked up. Like how? Like that's the only appropriate response to something like that. Like, it's like you can't go back to a point before that moment happened. And that's ultimately the message of this finale.
Yep.
Now that it's here, you can't go back and just enjoy the halcyon days before.
If you didn't know that all the souls have returned back to the human bodies, you just think Asuka and Shinji are the only two left on the earth.
And in fact, I think the implication is that Asuka is the first person to return to her physical self following the dissolution of instrumentality. And Shinji is rejecting of the fact that it was her, of all people, who came back after him. And that was the end of Evangelion. Whew!
Like we said, just if you... What we said in this... Yeah, we kind of spoiled a lot, but the thing is, you need to see this in person.
Like there's a lot of stuff about this movie that you absolutely need to see that we could not properly convey just by talking about this movie.
This is probably our most exhausting podcast we've done on Gamezillong.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm a bit achy from all this, from just how heavy this all is.
It's been a long time since I've watched this movie. Well, yesterday. And just the scenes that I seen, it was just like, I forgot. I fucking forgot.
I actually had to rewatch this while doing my rewatch of the series proper in preparation for the video I put out last week. So this is my second time within a month having seen it, and it's still awesome. Oh, absolutely. Like, it's got fantastic moments. It's pretty messed up in a lot of places, but in like all the right spots, all the right aspects. It's
exactly.
It's a masterwork. And then years later, Ano decided to redo it all over again.
Yeah, he did. The rebuild.
Those movies are a topic for another time. Probably multiple other times, because there is a lot to take care of, but those will probably be as exhausting as this one is.
No shit.
Especially 3.1 plus 1 point whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Just letting you all know, when you decide to watch this, be prepared to be just shocked.
Yeah, but there is a reason why this is considered one of the best anime movies of all time, and it's one hell of a way to end the series.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Until, they didn't.
You know what? We're gonna start it all over again.
All right.
It was popular. Let's do it.
Anyway.
Till next time, folks. I'm Tank.
I'm Protomet.
See ya.
Bye.